Well, hello everyone. I am trying this for the first time, trying a live on YouTube. This is my first time. I'm so excited. Anyways, I am Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com, and I am attempting my first live broadcast on my YouTube channel. I have a fun card kit to share with you. For some reason, I'm not able to click on my comment button on my app. So if you are following along, great. Please comment and I'll catch your comments afterwards, it looks like. But I have a very, very fun card kit to share with you. It is one that you may have missed. It's located in the, let me hear, I'm going to bring you down to my desktop here. I'm so nervous. This is crazy. Okay, hang on. There we go. So it is located in our Sale-a-Bration catalog. This is the 2019 Sale-a-Bration catalog. These are freebies, by the way. All the things in this catalog are free with a $50 order, or some of them are level 2 items, so those would be free with a $100 order. So we have in here a card kit towards the back. It's on page 16. It's called the Precious Parcel Card Kit. It's so simple to put together, and when you're done, you have these really cute cards. So this is what they look like. They come with these envelopes. They look like the kind of envelopes that you would send internationally, right? And so the cards have this fun little pocket on the front where you can insert an extra note if you want to. So it looks like the front of a mailbox. And then on the inside, you can even put a sentiment, something that you want to say. Of course, they come with little stickers that you can put on the front too. So I'm going to take and I'm going to alter this kit, because that's what I do. I alter card kits, mainly paper pumpkin kits. If you are a subscriber to my YouTube channel, you know that. And so I'm going to alter this kit, and I'm going to make a fun little box and then 2 little note cards from the envelope lining. So the first thing that I'm going to grab is one of these base cards that you create your main card with. This is how it folds over like this. And we're going to cut off this piece. So we're gonna, oh, let me bring you to my desktop because I want to share with you the supplies that you will need. Okay, let's first of all make sure we have that set up. Hang on. All right, there we go. So these are the supplies that you will need in order to do the projects that I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to make a card of course. Actually, I'm going to make a couple of them from one envelope. And then I'm going to make a box from one of the cards. These are the extra supplies that you will need besides the card kit, which again is free with a $50 order. This is one of our level 1 picks. You'll need a stamp and trimmer, possibly a simply scored tool, and that just makes it easier for scoring your cardstock that you're going to be cutting. But you could absolutely use just the trimmer for that with a scoring blade. Bone folder is also optional. That's just to help crease. And then, of course, a scissors or paper snip. So really a trimmer, the kit, scissors, and some adhesive. And the adhesives are Tear and Tape adhesive and then the snail adhesive. For the cards, it helps if you have pre-cut cards ready to go, and we have the narrow note cards and envelopes for that, but you could make your own base note card out of Whisper White cardstock or something. And then the candy is just to fill the fun little box. Hang on a minute. There we go. Oh, let me bring you, hang on. Again, nervousness for being the first time. There, now I'm here, hello. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by trimming up the base of this card. So you're just gonna come in, and if you can follow the score lines, the lighting in my room is not ideal for me. Hopefully it's ideal for you. We're gonna trim up this card right here. And again, if you're following me now, hopefully I'm live. It shows that I'm live. If you're following me, I am unable to tune into comments using my program that I have for my app. So I have to look into that later on, but I cannot see comments right now, but I promise you I will go back and respond to you if you are commenting along with me. So here we have this extra piece cut off. We're going to grab our trimmer. Before we forget, we're going to trim off 1 inch from this bottom piece here. And this bottom piece will now be 3 3/4. Let me zoom in so you can see that. There we go. So 3 3/4 inches by 1 inch. So I'm measuring from this side over here. There's the 1 inch mark. And we're going to trim that off. By the way, this is an extra live video. I've never done live on YouTube. So if you're with me, be very nice to me. I usually do them on Facebook. Oh, I have my notifications on my computer on or something. Uh-oh, I thought I turned those off. I thought I turned them off. Anyways, okay, so sorry about the dinging if you hear any in the future. Now we're gonna take and rotate this, and we're gonna go to, let's see, this is 3 3/4 inches. We want this one to be 3 1/4 inches, but if you put it to, you know, slightly under, like a 1/16 of an inch under, you're gonna be a little bit safer. So we're gonna go just under that at 3 3/16 inches and trim that there. This you will not need. You can save it if you want to for something else. But now from this piece, this is how tall it's gonna be. We're gonna need to cut it to 1 3/4 inches and another 1 3/4 inches, okay? These are gonna be the sides of our box. So here's one of those pieces, and here is, make sure I'm cutting it right. Here's the other piece, and you can throw that scrap away. Now these get scored on each side, and I just find that it's easier to score these two on the Simply Scored tool, but you could certainly use your scoring blade to score where we're going to be doing that. And actually, I find that it's easier to score this. Oh no, we're gonna use the Simply Scored tool. Thinking, hang on, we're gonna zoom back out a bit so you can see it. This is the Simply Scored tool. It is huge. It might take up the whole camera. So we'll grab, oh yeah, it's really big. Hang on, we'll zoom out even more. And we'll put our hands down. There. Dark colors, I find, cause a glare when I am doing this. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna keep something on here so it's not so glary. And we need our stylus tool. So we're gonna grab that, and that's located at the bottom. There's a little storage area for your stylus tool. And that will help us to make the little crease marks. So we're gonna bring in this piece vertically into our Simply Scored tool. So you can see here it's 1 3/4 inches by 3 1/4. And we're going to use the smaller end of the stylus and start at the 3/8 inch mark, which is just before the 1/2 inch mark, and we're going to press down. Then on this side, we're going to go 3/8 of an inch in this way, which is 1 3/8 inches. Okay, so right here. And you know what, I should zoom in again so you guys can see where that is. So hang on, let's do that, and let's shift this a bit. So I'll mark them again. Here is the 3/8 inch mark. Again, just going down through those little creases that are on the Simply Scored tool. And over here, 1, 2, 3, so 1 3/8. And what that causes is a gap in here that is 1 inch wide with 2 little flaps that we're going to use to hold onto our box front and back pieces, okay? So this will be the side, these will be connected to the front and back. We'll do the same thing to this piece, which is, again, the same size, so 3/8 of an inch and 1 3/8 of an inch. And you can fold those in. You'll notice that there's an inside to the box, the cardstock layer here, and then there's an outside. We want this to show, because that would be kind of silly for that to show. So we won't use that. Okay, now for this piece, we're gonna score, and I think I already did it because there's naturally a little bend in your card, or a little, I guess you would call it a little crease there, just because of how it is embossed. So you can fold that over yourself just like that. But from that spot, we're gonna take and we're gonna line it up with some piece on our Simply Scored tool. And what I did with mine is I took a Sharpie marker. Do you notice this dark line going through the middle? I just took a Sharpie marker and I drew inside that little crevice there. And so now when I lay my piece on here, I can look at the bottom and the top of where that score line area is, and I can make sure that it's all lined up. So 1 inch from there would be the 7 inch mark, and I'm going to go ahead and put a little crease mark right along the 7 inch mark. So we want a crease mark there that's naturally showing, and then we need a crease mark 1 inch from that spot. Now on this side, we need to also crease it. So we have this fold that's already there. So I'm going to line that up with my Sharpie marker line and just make sure that that's all straight. In fact, if you press it up against the edge here, it should straighten out for you. We're just going to make sure it's pressed in there. Okay, perfect. And then 1 inch from there would be, again, the 7 inch mark. Now we're going to trim off these extra little bumps. So bringing in the trimmer again, we're lining up this edge of the card with the crease or the channel where our trimming blade goes through. And we're going to just push that scoring blade out of the way, and we're going to push up and away. And that'll cut off that extra little notch there. We'll do the same thing to this side. Do you see on this side there's tape already on the inside of the card, which is perfect because we'll need to use some of that, but we're going to add our own as well. Now it wasn't perfect when I was creating this because there's actually an area here along the bottom where I didn't want that adhesive to be, but we're going to make use of the piece here, and that's going to just kind of cover that up, okay? So let's go ahead and open this up, and we're going to remove the sticker backing on each side, like that. And then we're going to lay this right inside that little spot. So our spot here is 1 inch by 3 3/4 inches. And we're just putting that there. It kind of gives the box a little reinforcement too on the bottom. So now we have an extra sturdy little base there because it's double the cardstock in thickness. Now we'll bring in our tear and tape adhesive, and we're going to put tear and tape adhesive along one of these sides. So you just tape it on there like this and you tear it. It's super simple to stick on. We'll do the same thing to this side. And it doesn't matter which side you tape it on because you can always flip this piece over. Okay, so we'll push this out of the way. We're going to bring in the bone folder. That just gives it an extra amount of force to make sure. It's called burnishing, where you put a little pressure onto an area and it kind of bonds usually a little bit more. So we're putting a little pressure there, we're burnishing it. Now we're going to peel off the backing here. Okay, so we have adhesive on this side, and this side we don't, but we can use the adhesive that's already on our card. And so we're going to just fold that flap down. We're going to bring it down to the base, and I might have to angle this up at me to do it. Bring this down to the base. Okay, get it in the right spot, Rachel. There we go. And now we can press again with our bone folder to make sure it is connected really well. We'll do the same thing to this side, and we don't have to really peel this backing off yet. If you're worried about that, don't do it yet. It's totally fine. It shouldn't stick to anything, hopefully, unless you have a messy desk. And normally I do not have a messy desk, but if you've seen my Facebook Lives, but yeah, for some reason for my debut on YouTube, I decided not to clean behind me. So it's kind of a bad mess back there. Okay, so now we will take off. I'm creating though, right? I'm creating. Now we're gonna fold up this, this card, and we're gonna bring this sticky area onto the side of the front of the box. And we'll just press it in there to make sure. And we can go in with our bone folder and really make sure that that's stuck down. And then we'll do the same thing with this side. So we're going to stick it in there like that. I sure hope this is recording because, again, I cannot see comments. So I hope that I have people live with me right now. I have to figure this out. I'm using an app called Switcher Studio, which allows me to have the multi-cameras and connect to my computer so you can see my screen. But yeah, for some reason I can't get the comments to show up. Now we're going to fold here, and we're going to fold here, and this really, it just tucks right in. This is awesome. So now, instead of having a flat card that looks like a mailbox, you have a fun little 3D box. And you can fill that box, and of course we have Valentine's Day, and there's always a special occasion to give somebody a treat, right? So we can fill that box with some gold candies, because gold is the metallic color that is in this kit. There's a little bit of accenting on the cards here on the bottom corners. They actually look like old photo corners from albums, photo albums from years past. Okay, so now we have that done. And the other item that comes along with that card is this fun little piece here, right? So we're gonna grab that next out of our kit. And I believe I have an extra one in here somewhere. And that's just going to slide in. And you know what? If you slide it in so that this piece here is kind of going along the front inside, it's going to surpass, it's going to go by all that candy. It's not going to hit the candy. You can write on that. You can, you know, just leave it as is. Stamp a fun little greeting on it if you want to. You can even use the sentiments that come in multiple languages. You could put one of those on there if you want to. So you don't have to have anything else but what I've shown you. Now, one more thing that I'm going to do on this piece before I move to the cards is I'm going to take those gold little accents. There's one. I'm I'm digging in a plastic bag, so hang on. I should have spread these out on the table. There it is. I lost it, and now it's here in my hands again. We're going to grab one of those photo corner looking things, and we're going to cover up this spot because you can see here that is actually where the twine gets tied through on your card. So we're just going to take and put that fun little sticker right there, and it's going to cover it up. It's going to look kind of like a heart or just a metal embellishment on I don't know, a little mailbox. It's so cute, isn't it? Here's another version. This is the darker version. So I have now 3 boxes because I made one of these earlier just to make sure it worked with both cards. So there we go. Now to make some fun little note cards. So what you're going to do next is you're going to grab an envelope from the kit, and instead of tearing it apart like this to open it up, we're going to bring in the trimmer, and we're not worried about having every single part of this envelope work. So we're just going to take the side of the envelope and put it right along on the cutting area here, and we're going to trim off just a small amount, like an 1/8 or a 1/16 of an inch, and that just allows us to open it up. We can do the same thing to the other side. And once you have those 2 sides cut, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Oh, I didn't cut very deeply on that one. Hang on. You can pretty much do whatever you want with the rest of it because you don't have any torn up pieces or anything. You know, because usually when you take the envelope apart this way, you sometimes tear into this back area, and we didn't want to do that. So now let's go ahead and trim off this piece and the top flap, and we want to trim this to about 4, there we go, 4 1/4 inches. So we're just going to go ahead and do a cut right here, and then we're going to trim off some of the white corners here on one side, and after that we have a piece ready for 2 card pieces. Okay, so this is going to be like a designer paper. So we're going to bring it in this way, and we're going to cut at 2 1/4 inches for one card, and to make a second card we're going to cut again at 2 1/4 inches. So you don't need to have lots of envelopes for 2 cards, just 1 envelope for 2 cards. Of course, the cards are really small. This is the envelope that they fit in. So when you buy the note card and envelope packet, they come like this with the envelopes, and this is the actual card base. So they're tiny cards. They're like 2.5 by 4.5 inch size. Narrow note cards, okay? So now we're gonna grab one of the, let's see, what other leftover pieces do we have here? We have one of the stamp looking pieces. It's a die cut looking stamp, and we're going to put that on there. We're going to grab some of our twine, and we're going to grab a clip, and we're going to take, and I think we're going to clip first, yes. So I'm going to clip it like that, and then I'm going to take my snail adhesive and run that along the back side here like that. And I'm going to tape this down to the front of our card base. Actually, I'm going to tape it to the other side because I see that this side is a little bit longer. Okay, now I'm going to grab the string. So the twine in your kit, you get lots of that. They're always generous on the twine. We only need about maybe 8 inches of it. Oops, hang on. That's my paper scissors. My ribbon scissors, which I identify with a ribbon, is a lot sharper. There we go. So now this is going to just run up underneath the paper clip like that and come on this side of it. So we can hang on to our card at the same time that we are tying our knot and then our bow. So we're just going to go around, bring that through. Last night I didn't have success with this. Today I did. Yay, I'm so happy. And then we will trim off the excess. So you really don't need a lot of twine for this card. Then this, we just put a little adhesive on the back and we stick it underneath. It does have the number 5 on it, so make sure that you have that going the right direction. And that's a fun little note card, and we can also stick one of these sticker sentiments. So you can grab one of those, sending wishes, sending thoughts, sending my love, and sending a note or something like that. I think those are what they all say. So there, we can put that at the top. Normally you put your sentiment down here, right? But if you put it up there, you have a lot more room to write, because if you're sending a note or sending wishes about something, you want to be able to write into your cards. So here we have our fun little note card, and these fun little note cards, they fit into this box because they are narrow enough to go through that slot. So if you tuck it all in there, you seal it up, you can actually enclose one of those note cards into the top of your fun mailbox. A super fun gift to give to somebody. Here's a couple other versions, different sentiments on the inside of those. Oh, sending thoughts and then sending a note. So there, let's just put those out so you can see them again one more time. Set them on the table. There, and I'm gonna get my face out of here for a minute. If you want to take a little shot of that, a screenshot, so you can see that. I will hopefully post this on my blog tomorrow if the video worked. I thank you all so much for joining me. This was fun. Again, it's my first YouTube live, and so if this works, I will try more in the future. And I'll probably like do my hair better too, because this was a spur of the moment thing. If you're looking for me, you can find me on stampyourartout.com. That is my website. It's my place where it's kind of like my home base. So if you're looking for products, shopping for products, need to see more ideas, I am there. You can also find me on Facebook at Stamp Your Art Out with Rachel, where I do live videos every week at 11 a.m. Central Time on my Stamp Your Art Out with Rachel page. And what does this one say? Let's see what that overlay says. Oh, yeah, that's my website again. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.